Okay, here's another Old Crow cooking tutorial. This one's going to be Old Crow refried beans. Now, refried isn't really an accurate description. That's just the way it translates into English. They're not refried, as you'll see. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a pot with a lid. You're going to need to put these beans in a strainer. Rinse them off real good. Put them back in the pot. Fill the pot up with some water so that they're covered. Let them soak overnight. Beans will completely absorb the water. Next morning, you're going to need bacon fat. I just take some of this here bacon here. These are actually bacon ends, and I cut off the fat. I'll show you how I do that. Then you're going to need an onion, cutting board, and a sharp knife. Okay, so you go ahead and you have your, I had scalding hot water. That speeds up the process. About that much water in. And you bring this over here. Well, now I've got it on the heat. It's been on here for just, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes maybe. I put a lid on there to trap the heat. It speeds up the boiling process. To remove that lid, you got it nice and boiling. You want to come down here. You want to reduce the heat. Get it way down there, about as low as you can get it without it actually going out. Get it real low. About like that, maybe a little lower. Sometimes when it just starts to flicker, I'll just turn it back a hair. That's pretty good right there. So now you got this thing on a simmer mode. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to add your bacon fat. Kind of hard to do this. Here, hold up. Let me see if I can't figure a way to do this. I'm pretty resourceful if I put my mind to it. Okay, go ahead and move this in, right into the pot. Just like that. Scrape in your onions the same way. Careful. It may seem complicated, may seem difficult, but it really isn't. I just make it look easy. It takes practice. You'll get there. Okay, now come over here, stir it real good, get that all mixed in there. Yeah, get it spread out nice and even. Spread it out, stir it, keep stirring, stirring. Alright, that's about right there. Okay, now add a little pepper, just a few shakes. Yeah, that's enough. That'll do it. Stir it in real good. Okay, now you put the lid back on the pot, just like that. See? Make sure it's sitting in there good, nice firm fit. It's not crooked. Make sure it's sitting in there tight. Now, these little boogers are going to simmer for 2.5 hours. So we'll hold off on that for a while, and I'll see you in about 2.5 hours. Okay, these beans have been cooking for about an hour and a half. I like an hour and a half. I like to come in and kind of stir them a little bit. And check the water level. if the water gets real low, you could burn them. You could burn, but this is still pretty good here. I like to add a lot of water because I like my refried beans. You know, I don't like them real thick. I like them when they're just a little more runny. Not runny, but you know, pliable sorts. Okay, so that's looking good. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to add any more water. It's good. All right, put the lid back on. Again, make sure it's sealed up good. All right, we're good for the moment. We'll come back and check on this again. The 2.5 hours are up, and the beans are cooked. Now, the way you know that is just pull one out, mash it, see if it squishes nice and easy. A lot of times the outer skin will start lifting off and peeling back. That's another way to tell. Now, what you're going to need is this. A masher. This is what's going to turn these things into the refried bean that we all know. Get in there with this thing, start mashing away. We'll go ahead and mash them all down. I'll get back with you in just a minute. Well, there it is. You ever see anything more beautiful in your entire life? You know, you can do a lot of things with these beans. You can add pork, you could add beef, chicken. You can add potatoes to them, rice. But I'll tell you what, just a straight bean with some cheese, oh, it is good. That's why I eat them just like that. You don't need to add anything. It's a meal in all in itself. I tell you for sure, my old crow beans, to find any better, you won't. You could search the entire 11 western states and you won't find a refried bean better than the ones you're looking at right here. So you got the recipe, you know how to do it. So get to cooking and get to eating.